Right guys, we're going to start this week's video with a little Peugeot 208 that we've recently bought. This car will end up having a full dedicated video, but I wanted to start with this. This is the cat, well this is the cat off it. And I bought this for auction knowing that it had an exhaust blow, but obviously didn't know it was a cat at the time, so we've pulled it off and as you can see it's all cut and split to bits all around the bottom, so we had to source a new cat. Luckily enough, I found one on eBay. Now, I phoned up Auto Parts first, they were £330 odd for one. I phoned up Master Parts, they were £270. I went on to eBay with the part number, found this one with a £21 voucher and ended up paying £104 I think for this one. That got me thinking, if I've got this for £104 and this can be scrapped now, how much am I going to get this? How much scrap value has this got in it? So my plan is, I'm going to throw this new cat on, make sure this is okay, no longer blowing, and then we'll run up to EMR Recycling with this one and see how much we get back. Hopefully, if I can get £40–50 for this, the new cat's only going to have cost me 50 quid for the car. See, this job should have been a hell of a lot easier today, because we had a wee surprise for the start of this week, but now it's been rescheduled to Friday, which I'm not overly happy about, but, well, you just have to do what you've got to do. But yeah, the end of this video will be really good. There's fire! Plus I never took the stickers off either, so they have to burn off. What? There's stickers on the cat. Huh. Like packing stickers and stuff like that. They'll burn off. A real mechanic would peel them off. I just let them burn off. Should probably give this a good clean one, is it? Eh?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Because it's full of human slime. Bogey and everything in that. Look, you seen the amount of cable ties on the handbrake cable? There's still a wee bit of slack on that cable, so I'll adjust that later on. I think it's to stop the cables falling out of this carrier. Because sometimes when your adjustment's off a wee bit, the cables can spring out. I finally bought a car that's got decent discs and pads on it. It feels like every car I've bought in the last 12 months has needed discs and pads on it. Every time. I was just taking the wheels off because I'm going to swap the tyres in. So, these are... They actually look a lot better now that I've taken them off. I had a quick glance at them the other day and I thought they were only about 3 mil. And I didn't want to retail a car with only 3 mil in the tyres. So I ordered in a couple of new tyres for it. Plus, yeah, this one's a bit lower, see? It's about 3 mil, but this one's got a bit of edge wear on it too, because I think it's been run a bit flatter. See how both edges are a bit flatter? They're a bit worn. I think that's because this one's been lower in pressure, because this one's alright. And if there was a tracking issue, I'd expect them both to be worn on the outside, so... It drives straight and everything, so hopefully it's just a pressure issue.
What is it? Did they get this here refurb?
Yeah.
No, along the edges here.
Aye. He'll strip them down, put them in an acid bath, strip them in, and then sand all the curb marks and stuff out of them, fill them up, and then re-powder coat them. And they'll come out looking like brand new. Right guys, I'm sure you're all desperate to know how much, you alright? I'm sure you're all desperate to know how much we got for the cat on the little Peugeot. And we made a grand total of £15. And that means that by the time they've gave me the cheque, cash to cheque, took their fee for it, we walked away with £14, which, I don't know, it's better than a kick in the teeth, but it's not the 40 quid I was expecting, but never mind. It means that the cat for the car only cost us like 85 quid, so we're still plenty margin in it, we're still good to go, but I've put it outside for now because we're waiting on a few other wee bits and bobs coming. And we've also got Michael coming down for Infinity Wax, so he's bringing some toys down with him, so that should be quite interesting. Check these out. So, I finally, if you're a long time viewer of the channel and you've seen my rotary polisher, I've seen many of you in the comments saying you need a new pad. After 15 years, I finally got one. So, I'll have no area negative comments in there about polishing pads. I've done it. Got one. We've also got some other parts here for cars that are sold. Got the wing mirror light for the wee Peugeot 208, which is dumped over there. I've got some new rear calipers for this X3. I'm going to do a whole video on this X3 because, well, I think it's cool and you'll see why later. We've also got a wiper motor for the Dacia Sandero that's sold. But I also got these. My wife got me these because obviously we've had the office redone. So she got me some really cool stuff to put up in it. So I've got a wee Porsche, a wee Le Mans plaque, Group B rally cars, one of my favourite ones, the S1 UR Quattros, by far my favourite rally car, and then a wee Mobile Racing Oil one as well. So these will be pretty cool in the office, we'll get them put up. But yeah, let's go have a quick look at my BMW because we're having a bit of a problem with that as well. Right, this week's a wee bit up in the air so far because I had a wee surprise lined up this week, and that's the reason why the workshop's all moved about and everything looks a bit cleaner. We actually had 2 ramps coming, but they've been delayed unfortunately, so they're now not coming to next weekend. So I've actually moved everything to get the ramps in, and obviously now it's not happening, so we've not got too much work in today. I've already moved the Audi outside, I've moved the Scirocco over here. So while I've got 5 minutes, I'm going to have a quick look at the BMW because you might have seen it already. Me and Michael were away up at Bridgie Balgie filming for the mystery box release for Infinity Wax, and we caused a wee bit of damage to the front of my car, and a wee bit more damage to the front of Michael's car. I'll insert a clip here so you can see it if you haven't seen it already. I've got it up in jacks because this was completely ripped off. It's not actually damaged, I think we've just ripped all the screws out, so we're going to have to rebuild that. There's a wee crack there that I can fix. At the bottom of the bumper is just blutered to bits all the way along. And then the aluminium brace underneath's taking a bit of a hit as well, but it's not too bad. There's no permanent damage. But I'm getting a wee knocking noise off the front of it, so I thought I would have a wee look at the suspension while it's up. And look at this shock absorber. It is absolutely super soft. Like literally no resistance in that at all. That's just all spring. So I think we're going to have to install some new shocks that I've been keeping aside for a wee while now. I've got all the gear. Nearly fell. So I'm not going to do a full dedicated video on this just now because this is a sponsored video that we're going to put on the Home Built channel. Yeah. So if you don't already follow us on the Home Built channel, get yourself over there. I'll leave a link in the description and you'll be able to see this full install video and road test to see if these are actually any good or not. But for now they can't be any worse than what's on there, so let's swap them round now.
So unfortunately, Stevie never got time to actually swap the shock absorber this week, and that's probably going to have to wait till next week. And as disappointed as we all were, Michael from Infinity Wax showed up the next day with some gadgets to cheer us all up. So here's a look at those.
Right, so here we go. Let's continue this weekly. For some reason, we've kind of lost track of it. We've tried to plan this out, so hopefully this video works out alright, but I promise the next weekly will be better. So, I thought I would just have a bit of a recap on what's been going on. So, the Tucson, still up for sale. Caleb took that to Ireland. We've got the X3, I don't know if I've touched on this, but I'm going to be doing a separate video on this anyway. We've managed to take in a Skoda Fabia, got a wee Skoda Fabia in stock now. The wee Peugeot 208's outside, I've managed to get a wing for that. Hyundai's been cleaned again. Right, so earlier in the video, I'm pretty sure I spoke about how something was supposed to be coming, but it was delayed and I was excited. And I wanted to include it in this week's video. I wasn't sure if it was going to happen, so we decided to continue the video. Well, now it's finally happened. So we'd finally got round to getting ourselves some ramps, and we were supposed to buy a ramps off of Davey at Cross Garage. He was getting 2 new ramps installed, so we decided to buy his old ones. Unfortunately, one of them broke when his was being installed, and then the second one's now been delayed as well. So I thought to myself, they're about the same age. If that one's broke, chances are the second one's not that far away from breaking. So I decided to call it quits with Davey, get the money back, and we phoned up a company, can't remember the name of them now, QQQ Limited I think. But basically, phoned them up the Tuesday, said, can you supply and fit a ramp? They said, yep, we'll be there on Thursday. And here we have it, our new ramp. This needs to come in and get a bit of TLC. This has still got a bit of the old human slime on it somewhere because it's starting to go mouldy again. And we also need some wheel arch liners put inside it. And another wee clean, so we'll test this on the new ramp. We'll get it in. I've had big cars on the ramp just to test it, but oh, she's dead. She's dead. This is a test, is trying to put small cars on it. We've had big cars on, but this has got quite a long, this has got to sound weird, it's got quite a long short leg. So the two post lifts have got a shorter leg in the front, longer leg in the back. And that's so you get even distribution of weight on the car. But for some reason this one's got a really long short leg. Whereas I'm used to them being back here and then extending it. But I think maybe because it's a 4-ton lift. So it might be a wee bit trickier just to get some of the smaller stuff on. Maybe, it might not. Is it because I'm squint?
Well, there is a bit of squint as well. I know
Yeah. You're getting your good clothes dirty. So with small cars, we have to be perfectly straight.
Yeah, and then you get the very end of the silver bowl. Would you get much smaller than that?
Nah, I don't think so. We had a good look under this car a while ago, but it would be good to actually get it properly in the air and no lie in the yoga mat.
Exactly. Now you can stand up.
The poor old yoga mat's over there. It's going to be retired. I think I'll probably still use that. That's my kneeling pad for machine polishing and stuff. It's well good. Right, for some reason that's popped out of there. We'll reseat that. This actually looks quite good under here because these suffer with surface rust on the back axles. And this one actually looks really good. How good is it just to be able to get under a car and work on it properly? It's going to make, it's a game changer for us. Especially for me, I'm getting old. I'm old and fat now. I'm 43 this year. And I don't want to be rolling about on the floor forever. So this is mega. Absolutely mega.
It will save your back in the long run.
100%. This actually looks really good under here. These are bad for subframes as well. The subframe on this looks really good. Really good. It does need a pair of tyres.
Yeah.
I can't sell it with that. Look at that. Look at the cracking on it. And then look, this one's actually worn down to just about on the wear marker. So, pair of tyres. But
Apart from that though, it is solid.
no oil leaks either. Normally the sumps are bad on these, subframes are bad, back axles are bad. That's about all that goes on these. And this one looks okay. And this is the highest mileage one of these I've ever had. This is on 106,000 miles. You don't normally see these that high. These are normally just wee city cars for jumping about. I don't know if I'd fancy doing 106,000 miles on one of these. But
for 106,000, it's doing very good.
it's very, very good. Katie's getting some exercise in, look. She's getting some pull-ups in on the ramp. I do actually have a job to do in this. So we replaced the front wing and stuff on this. So I've not put the inner wheel arches in yet. So I actually need to put the inner wheel arches in. So while it's on the lift I may as well do that. And that'll please Gary, because Gary's been at me for probably about 8 weeks to put the inners back in these. So May as well get it done. One was broken on that side because it had a wee bump on that side and we replaced the wing and repaired the bumper.
Right.
And this one here, I don't actually remember why I took this one out, but it's out. So I think I took it out because we were painting the bumper.
So you only had to replace one, and then the original goes back in. Yeah. But you still have to put two back in.
Still need to put two back in. I think this is probably going to need a set of discs and pads as well. The pads have got plenty of meat in them, but the discs are looking a bit crusty. Super cheap on these though.
For discs and pads?
Super cheap, yeah.
You can see it.
And a wee service, a wee oil and filter change. It actually looks like these have been replaced.
How can you tell?
Because these ones are straight and these ones are wonky.
Oh, replaced from here?
Yeah.
From here onwards?
These are copper.
Yeah, you can kind of see that.
Yeah, these have been done.
Yeah. Yeah, I can really notice it now, yeah.
They're not a bad job. They're just not quite as straight as factory. Yeah. Right guys, let's have a bit of a recap on this video. This has been a bit chaotic, to be honest, because we want to try and do these sort of weekly behind the scene videos where we get to show you what we get up to through the whole week rather than just one video, because they seem to be really popular at the moment. This was our first one. It's very, very unplanned and very, very unscripted. We didn't really have a plan for it at all. We just kind of went for it. So we also didn't want to do too much work because of the situation with the Rams coming. We also got a new toolbox and everything. We're just trying to tidy the place up a wee bit. If you've watched the videos for a while, you'll know Abby and Alan, the painters that come in. They've done the whole front of the building as well. They're actually coming round about the middle of May to do the floor, the walls and the ceiling as well in here. So hopefully it'll all be nice and fresh and ready to go for this year. And then obviously we've got the ramp in, the toolbox. We're not really spending any more money on sort of setting the place up anymore after that. We're just going to crack on and get on with work and hopefully spend a couple of years earning money before we have to start spending anything else again. So yeah, it wasn't too busy a week, but next week we've got loads of stuff on the go, so you'll need to tune in for that, and hopefully me and Caleb will have planned it a bit better, and it'll be a lot more structured, shall we say. So there we go guys, thanks again for watching, and if you haven't already seen it, we put a video out about a manky Kia Ceed that we had in just a few days ago, so go and check that out as well. I'll leave a link at the end of the video, and yeah, thanks for watching and we'll see you again next week.